Yes, madam.
Yeah. So we discussed dunning procedure in the last session, right? So now let us do the testing. Okay. So before that, so what we have, did I run this? No, right? I did not run, right? Is it? Let me check any invoices are there. APL 5N. On 16th. Today is the 16th. Actually, this invoice date is on 10th, right? 10th of December. So actually payment terms are due immediately. Okay, so he didn't make the payment. Okay, so let's do the dunning. Let us see that when I run the dunning procedure, system will consider this invoice and it will send the reminder. Okay, we'll see. So where we can run dunning procedure, you know. I think I shown, right? Did I run the dunning procedure? Dunning?
Yes, madam. Running procedure completed, madam.
Right. Okay. Then what I'm discussing?
Fine, that's it.
Huh?
Running procedure completed, madam. That.
Completed. Then what I started?
No, madam. And that is the last.
Oh, okay. So dunning also done, no? Okay, fine. Document splitting also over, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then tax. Okay. GST is there. Okay. Okay. Let me discuss GST. This is little. Before that, anybody tell input tax, output tax?
Yes, madam. Whenever we purchase the material, that is the input tax.
Very good.
Whenever we are sales, that is the output tax, madam.
Very good. In case of input tax means what? What is input tax? You are paying or you are receiving or what? You tell me.
We are paying, madam. We are paying. That is the input tax. Whenever we are taking the tax, we have to deduct from input tax to remaining tax we have to pay. That is the output tax. Madam?
Yeah. I'll clearly explain. So input tax means you are paying to vendor. Again, you can claim from tax department. Is it?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. You can claim from tax department. So input tax means where you can show in the assets or liabilities. You can claim it from the tax department in the future. I mean, you can get that amount from the vendor. Sorry,
Yes.
from the tax department, where we can show in assets or liability side.
Liabilities, madam. We have to pay.
We can get it from we paid first to the vendor. Vendor is deducted from you. Again, in the future, you can claim from tax department means what?
Assets.
Yes. Okay, it can receivables from the tax departments. So where you can show that? In the
Assets.
asset side. Suppose in case of customer, you are deducting from the customer. Okay. So again, where you have to pay? To the where you can pay? To the tax department in the future, right? Is it right or not?
Yes.
You have to pay a bill. Means where it can come? Where it will come?
Liabilities.
Yes. Input means you are paying first to the vendor. Again, you can claim it from the when tax department. So input tax will be under assets. Output tax means you are collecting from the customer and you have to pay to the tax department. That you have to show under liability side. Second, I'm looking for the document where it is. GST.
Madam, first row, second one. First row, second one.
Yeah, fine. And not only this, I have one Excel sheet also for this. One Excel sheet I have. Yeah. Okay. So GST means goods and service tax, right? So GST means suppose N16 company code. Okay, whenever it can do purchases or sales, whatever. Okay, it is comes under GST, goods and service tax. And here our company code N16, right? It can do purchases or sales. That purchases, in case of purchases, that may be intrastate or interstate. I tell first purchase scenario. In case of purchases, intrastate means what? Intra means what?
Within the company.
Within state.
Within the state. Suppose your client N16 doing purchases or sales, anything, purchases or sales, is purchasing material or selling the material or whatever within the state, then it is the intrastate. Interstate means the transactions happening between two states. That is called interstate. It may be sales or purchases. Okay, so you have to look at whether it is intrastate and interstate. And based on that, you do the configuration. Why intrastate? Interstate means in case of intrastate, suppose I'm taking the tax rates like this. Suppose before that, what are the tax rates which is imposed by the government? Okay, I'm just giving this. So there are 0% tax code on these commodities like fresh milk or whatever. Okay, so these are exempt from tax. These comes under 5%, 12%, 18, 28 electronic goods. These are the luxury items. Okay, so these rates, okay, which is given by your client, your end user will provide you all these rates. What are the materials purchases, what are the commodities they are selling, whatever it is, they will provide you to your consultant. Okay, so that is their responsibility to provide the tax codes. Of course, if you have a better idea also, that is fair enough. Okay, so these are the tax codes. So here, how you can map these tax codes with SAP system? I'm telling 0, 5%, 12%, 18%, 28%. How you can map this with your SAP system? Suppose I'm taking this 12% tax code. Okay, so I will do the configuration for this 12%. That you can do the same thing for all remaining tax codes. Anybody is in the okay? Now let me do this 12% tax code. Okay, this 12%. Suppose in case of 12%, whether it is purchase scenario or sale scenario, first you should look at the intrastate and interstate. In case purchases or sales happen intrastate, 6% will go to the central, 6% will go to the state. In case of interstate, it is integrated GST. Okay, so 12% in case of intra means within the state, the 12%, 6 will go to the central and 6% will go to the state. And in case of interstate, so the total 12% will be under integrated. Okay, so before this 6%, I have to create. And this 12%, this is for if it is purchase scenario, 3, 6, 6, 12, 3. And in case of sales scenario also 3. Is it right or not?
Yes,
so,
madam.
Yeah, okay. So
Yes.
Here I told you that what is input and output. Input means in case of purchases from the vendor, you can pay to the vendor, and again you can claim from the tax department. Suppose in case of customer, you are receiving from the, you are deducting the tax amount from the customer, then you have to pay to the tax department. So in case of input, in case of output, again in case of input, what? In case of input, in case of purchases, if I take, there are central is there and state is there. When? In case of intrastate. In case of interstate, IGST. So I have to create 3 condition types. What is condition types? Under this condition type, we can do the configuration. Okay. So first, to map this 6, 6, 12, whatever, in case of sales or purchases, how you can map these tax codes means we have to create the condition types. How many condition types are there? So here input purpose 3. In this, these 2 are for intra and this is for inter. In the same way for output, in case of sales scenario, these 2 for intra and this is for inter. So total how many? 6 condition type. This is for 12%. The same way for 5% and 18%. Understood? So for, I'm just showing this for 12%, I have to create these many condition types separately. In the same way for 18% also 6 condition types, 28 also for 6 condition, 5 also. Okay, so let us do this one by one. Up to here, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yeah. Ramya, can you see my screen?
No, I'm able to see.
I think everybody can see my screen, is it? Or not?
Yes, ma'am, visible.
We are able to.
Yeah. Okay. So first, let us do configuration. It requires a lot of configuration. Okay. First, we define the condition type. How many condition type? For 3 for input, 3 for output. Okay. So let me create that. I'm going to SPR1. At the time of basic settings, we assign one sales tax procedure. Is it right or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Which tax procedure I assign? Whatever it is available in the system, I asked you to assign some tax procedure, right? So at that time, I told that we can discuss our own tax procedure when we go for APR. Okay. So now we completed AR. So now I'm going to discuss that. So now I can replace that whatever the tax procedure I assigned there, I can replace with my own tax procedure. Okay. So here financial accounting. Who did dunning procedure? Srinu? Swarna?
No, madam, I am not. Just I watched.
Check calculation procedure there. What I did? Check calculation procedure. So define condition types. So for input purpose tree, for output purpose tree, right? So for input, okay, I have to copy from the, always remember we have to copy from the standard one. That is better. That is suggestible. Okay, we can create our own condition type also by selecting the new entries. But always, if you copy from the standard one, system will not show any errors. Okay, so MWVS condition type for input. Okay, so by taking that condition type, select this. If you want, you can select new entries and you can create all of them. But always suggestible, go for standard one by copying that MW VS for input, V for input, A for output. Remember. So MWVS I'm taking. Just see what are the configurations are already there. It is already defined. The configuration has been defined here. Simply we can copy this and we can change the name. Okay. So it is maximum 4 digits it is taking. Then what I do, MWVS, right? I maintain something. Actually, if we have this CGST, SGST, IGST, okay, central, state, output tax. These are nice actually, but it is already created in my system for another student. So let me write first. What is our company code? N. Okay, I'll start with N central PST or else central input tax. Okay, N for reference I'm giving central input tax. Okay, again N state input tax. Okay, and N integrated input tax. So this is easy for understanding. That is the reason I'm giving. Next, in case of output, the same I'll give N for central output tax. Okay, N and state output tax. Integrated, sorry, N for our company code, integrated output tax. Okay, we can create like this. So that easy for us. Okay, let us create this. I'll copy this better always. Okay, C input tax 1. Okay, by copying that, getting copy. What is that? N for central input tax, NCIT. Okay, so input tax 1 set. So next, what I do, let me create other 2 also. Go back, always copy that. Okay, don't copy from this. Again, I'm telling. This is also same, but sometimes it shows error. Don't copy from this. Always take position, go for MWVS. Always copy from this. Copy. This is NSIT. NSIT. Input tax 2. Okay. And again take position MWVS. Select, copy NIIT integrated input tax 3. Okay, I created these 3 for input purpose, right? Next, I have to create for output purpose, central, state, integrated. Okay, so the condition tag we have to copy is MWAS. VS for input, AS for output. Remember, V for input, A for output. Okay, now take position MWAS for output, select, copy N central output tax. Okay, NCOT in output tax 1. Okay, then go back again, take position, MWAS, copy N state output tax 2. Save it. Next, the last one, again take position MWAS. Here
NIO
integrated output tax 3. Enter. Save it. So total we have created. This also we created. Okay. So we just created condition types. Okay. Then 6 condition type we have to create the 6 GL accounts. Again 6 GL accounts, 3 under current assets, input tax or under current assets, output tax or under current liabilities. Yes or not? So we have to create these GLs. Next step is, first let us actually under current assets, let us create 2,151, 52, 53. Okay. So output purpose under liabilities, let me create under current liabilities file 1,531, 32, 33. So let us check whether these numbers are available. Yes, obviously, because we didn't use this. Anyway, let us check. I'll take one more screen. Is 00, 2,151, 52, 53. Anyway, we didn't create that. Once, let me check. Not created. Yes, not. Okay. So we'll create that. Okay. 1 second. It's current asset and
Madam, company code N16.
no. I'm just checking. Is there any specific? Okay. Just basic GL. No need to do. Sales scenario, sales GL account, we have to maintain tax code. So N16, let me take any GL for copy. 1 lakh. So, but this is under current assets. Okay, I will do one thing. Simply I'll write input tax or else central input. Okay, that is better. The remaining all are same. Okay, just save it. Let me copy, let me create 52. Let me take 52, I'll copy from 51. And just change state input. $153. Copy from 151. This is integrated. Okay, save it. Fine. So again, what we have to create? These we created. Okay. Then 1,05,31, 32, 33 under liabilities. We didn't use anything. Yes. Okay. 531. You can copy from any GL. Okay, you can copy from any GL, but this is a current liability. Okay, central output. The remaining all are same. Only text and account group we have to change. 32, I'll copy from 31. No need to change this. This is state output. Save it. 533, copy from 531. Integrated output. Okay, so I just created, saved. Fine. So what I did till now, I created 6 condition type, 6 GL accounts. Next, these GL accounts should update automatically whenever we post. Okay, so these GL accounts should automatically updated. You want the system, these GLs should be updated automatically, means before that we have to create some transaction keys. By using these transaction keys, I can assign the GL account. So then only system can able to update these GLs. To assign these GLs for automatic posting purpose, first we have to create the transaction keys. Okay, by using these transaction keys, I can able to assign the GLs. Okay, so how many transaction keys again? 6. First 6 GLs, 6 transaction keys, right? So these are also, I suggest you please always use the standard transaction keys and create it. So VST for input and MWS for the output. Okay, let us create transaction keys first. This not required. Okay. Check and this one, check and change. Here VST for input. Copy this. Okay, first let us maintain this transaction keys. I'll take N central input, N state input, only 3 digits, so that is the reason I'm taking 3. N integrated input, N central output, N state output, N integrated output. Okay, so let us create N for this one. Select VST, copy. What is that? N central input. Just give input tax 1. Enter, save it. Again take VST, copy, state input, input tax 2. Again take position VST, position N integrated input, input tax 3. Okay, fine. Now These were three input transaction keys I created. So for output purpose also, let me create. So what is the condition type I use? MWS. Okay. MWS. Position MWS. Copy N central output. Output tax 1. Okay. Again, MWS. Second one is for output and state output. Output tax 2. Again, take position MWS. Copy NIO. Integrated output. Output tax 3. So 3 conditions, transaction for output, 3 for input. So these transactions also created. Come again. So I created 6 condition types, 6 GLs, 6 transaction keys. Now let us assign these GLs by using this transaction key. By using transaction keys, I have to assign the GLs, then only system able to update the GLs automatically. Okay. So let us go back. Just close basic settings, posting, define tax accounts, define OB40. So define tax accounts. Here, let us take one by one. First N, right? Input tax, NC central. Okay, let us take input tax 1, input tax 2, input tax 3. Okay, input tax 1, NC central, input, chart of accounts, posting key, yes. Okay, what is the GL account? Is it? First check rules. 1 second, save it. Okay, posting keys again. Okay. Input tax. Okay. Here, chart of accounts. First, save. First, we have to go for rules. Posting keys. Okay. Then give debit and 50 posting key. Save it. Enter. Then go for GL account. 2,151,000. So 51 is over. Next, input tax 2. State input. Go for posting keys. Yes. Again, rules. Sometimes it comes here and there. Okay. 40, 50. Save it. Enter. Then assign the GL. 2,152,000. Then input tax 3. Integrated input. Posting key. Save it. Rules. Posting keys. 40, 50. Save it. Then go for accounts. 2,153,000. Save it. Then go back. So input tax 1, 2, 3 is over. Next, we have to come for output tax 1 here. Output tax 2. to output tax stream. Okay, output tax means central, NCO. Posting keys, yes. Rules, again posting keys. Go for accounts, 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 530, right? So output tax to state, posting keys, yes. Rows, posting keys, save it, then go for accounts, 1 lakh, 532. Okay, the last one, output tax 3, integrated output, posting key, rows, 53. Okay, so we assign the GL. Now, so what we did, define condition types, 6 condition types, 6 GL, 6 transaction keys. Now assign the GLs. Now these condition types, these transaction keys, we have to maintain under one tax procedure. Okay, we have to create one tax procedure. Under tax procedure, I have to assign these condition type and these transaction keys. Okay, so let us create tax procedure. First, I will show you different company code so that you can easily understand. Basic settings, assign calculation, check calculation procedure. From where I create the condition types, there itself I can create the procedure. Double click. Okay, here, first show me in different company code, A22. Okay, this is my different company code. Let me show you how I will do this procedure. So here, okay, these are our condition types. Okay, whether input tax or an output tax, you have to calculate on the base amount, right or not? Sales invoice is 100 rupees. You have to calculate on base amount. Okay, vendor invoice is 100 rupees. You have to calculate the input tax on base 100 rupees. So first step is base, BASB is the condition type. This is the system defined. First step, you should give the condition type is base, BASB. Then these are our condition types. One by one we have to give. These 3 are input tax 1, 2, 3. Here we have to assign our own condition type we created. And output tax conditions also we have to assign here. And here I am telling the system, these input tax will be calculated on base. So that is the reason I am giving from 100 to 100. 100 to 100 means what? Base. I am telling the system calculate this input tax 1 on the base amount. That is the reason I assign the step number 100 to 100. Not only input tax 1, all others also we have to calculate it on the base. So for all the condition types also I have to give from 2 to 100 to 100. Then, okay, if you take input tax 1, you told the system please calculate on the base amount. After calculating, you should tell the system in the same way to which GL account it should update. So here I'll give my accounting key, transaction key. I created 6 transaction keys. I created 6 transaction keys. Here I have to give our transaction key. By using the transaction key, I already assigned the GL accounts, right? So yes, I am telling the system calculate on the base amount. After calculating this base, please update this transaction key. Why this transaction key? By using the transaction key, I already assigned the GS. Okay. So by giving this, system will do calculation of input or output on the base and automatically update the transaction keys, means automatically updating of GS. This step I'll do now. Then again we have to maintain the 12% in that 66 to intra and 12 is inter. By using that condition type, I have to maintain the tax codes. That is the next step. Here I am telling the calculation procedure. The tax rates I'll maintain next step by using this condition types. Understood? This one understood, right?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What I do, no? So I'll copy this, but you have to maintain manually 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maintain DASB, your condition types. Or else I do one thing, I will create it. Otherwise you'll get confused. Let me create by selecting the new entries. Okay, let me create one procedure. Select control data. Again, new entries. I will do one thing. You can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 also. I'm just taking this way. Base amount. This is a system defined. Let me take. Okay. So here we have to maintain our condition type 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I will copy this. Okay. Anyway, I'll create a given there. No, let me copy. It is easy. So that, okay. But you can select from the drop down list. Because we already created, no, what is that? N central IT. It is there. Okay, all are available. I'm just copying. Okay. And at the same way, here, accounting keys, 6 accounting keys. Not in the first step, okay, not in the base amount, from here, from condition type. And all these condition type calculation step is 100 to 100. Okay, just enter. Okay, the description is also automatically appear. This is, if you don't create, if you enter this, suppose if you don't create, I entered this, it will show error because I already created, I already saved in the system. That is the reason I easily copy this. Okay, fine. Next, save it. So I define the calculation procedure. Next, assign this tax procedure to our country. Okay, so now I'll replace the temporary sales tax procedure with the N16. Assign country to calculation procedure. So that time I assigned something. Position. What is our tax procedure? N16. Save it. Okay. Next. Now we have to create the tax codes. Okay. Tax codes. How many again? So 12% for intrastate. That 66 will go to central and state. Okay. So, and I'll create one for intra. Don't think that the 6 condition type, 6 transaction case, 6 tax. No, because 12%, that 12% I have to give parts. 6 for central, 6 for state. I will show you otherwise so that you will understand. I will show you in different company code. Maintain FTXP. Here it is. Send non-taxable different tax. Is that I'm not getting different tax codes? Okay. I'll show you in I created one S1 for other. Okay, it's not sure. This is a problem. Yes, so it is not displaying. Okay, leave it. It is not displaying. Whatever I created, it is not showing. So I have to create only 4 tax codes. So one for these two, I have to create only one. Okay. So and for this, for input purpose, intra one, enter one. For input purpose, 2 have to create. For output purpose also 2. One for intra, one for inter. Understood? So don't think that 6 condition type, 6 transaction case, 6 tax codes. No. So I'll create one tax code for this intra. There in the 12%, I will assign 6 for central, 6 for state. Okay. So first let us I do one thing. I will create with N1, N2, okay, N3, N4 I create, okay, better that, okay. So define N1. This is input. Okay, what is this input? Okay, and both central and state in case of intra. Central and state in case of intra. Okay. So what is this? This is the input tax. Enter. So here the 12% I have to give 6% to the central, 6% to the state. How? Here. Understood? Input tax 1, input tax 2. Central will go 6, state will go 6. Is it? Understood now?
Just confused, madam. Just
see 12% intra. In the 12%, 6% in case of intra, where it will go 6%? Central.
Central.
And remaining 6% will go to state. Right. So here I already maintain the condition types. Do you observe this? These are our condition types here. These are our condition types. Okay. So NCIT means central input, state input. So in case of input tax, that is intrastate, 6% will go to where? central, 6% will go to state. These are our condition types. These are our transaction keys. See this. I assign the sales tax procedure, no procedure, they assign the condition types, everything. Okay. So here I given 6 and 6. The remaining you want these to activate means, okay, you have to deactivate the other line items. Okay. By deactivating the other 4 line items, it is going to activate. You have to deactivate the other 4 line items. You can see how you can see how activate means it turns into blue color. Okay. The remaining 4 line items should be deactivated. Okay. Save it. Okay, so I do one thing, the remaining we can create tomorrow. Okay, and let me tell that this only I created. Okay, this remaining let me create tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay then. Okay, we can continue and I can finish just maximum 15-20 minutes tomorrow. Then I can start the asset accounting tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.